Welcome to a new airport review. Previously, Zendraga Airport and Los Angeles International Airport were voted as the best airports and will progress to the grand finale. Comment down below which airports featured in this episode also deserve a spot in there. Then before we start, on the 23rd of February, the 7th Amsterdam Aviation Collectors Fair will take place. In a hotel close by Schiphol Airport, there is 2,500 square meters filled with aviation collectibles, so also a lot of model aircraft. If you're interested in this, I will put the link in the description. Welcome to Philadelphia International Airport, located in Philadelphia, the USA. This is a 1-to-500 scale airport created by a fellow content creator on YouTube named Bongo Planes. And he built an incredible airport, in my opinion, with so many details. In the previous season, the airport came a long way in the grand finale, though it didn't come out as a winner. Though I believe this airport is the best we have yet seen in this model airport review season. I will slowly go past all the features on this incredible model airport. Starting with the aircraft and terminal, I really like all of the branding he added to the airport. The aircraft logos of American Airlines here on the terminal and the different brands on the jet bridges, which you can better see in this image, are very cool details. Also, he added an interior to all of the terminal buildings, which you can see through the windows in this image. When we then take a look at all of the ground markings on the airport, I really love the variation in colors on the ground. The main taxiway here has an asphalty surface with a darker grey color and some concrete patches, while the aircraft stands have a concrete-like color, with once again some small patches. I just love to see the variation. At this triple A380 lineup, there is a bunch of ground surface equipment around all the aircraft. And another cool detail are the triple jet bridges he has. And if the image wasn't realistic looking enough, he also added a background to all of the images, like over here the skyline of what I think is Philadelphia. On the airport he also added this fuel storage, and this I believe is an hotel. And finally, when we take a look at the cargo section, what I think is really cool here, on the left he added a mesh fence with some scenery, trees and bushes. Overall, an incredible looking model airport, with so much inspiration to take out from. If you want to see more of this airport and know more about the 1-to-500 scale model airplane market, be sure to give Bongo Planes a follow on YouTube. Here we've got Viña del Mar Airport in Chile, a 1-to-400 scale airport with once again 3 aircraft stands and a taxiway. Though what I like here is that he surrounded it with modeling grass and some scenery like these trees and bushes. He also makes great use of ground surface equipment. And to add even more detail to the GSE, you can consider adding small cones underneath the wingtips and in front of the engines, by for example using clay or 3D printing them. Though that's just a tiny detail, and for the rest I think you have a complete and nice looking model airport. Here we have the incredibly wide Aeropuerto de la Coruña, in Spain, La Coruña. It is a 1-to-400 scale model airport built on a IKEA desk of 2 meters in length and 60 centimeters in width, featuring multiple terminals and also a really nice looking section behind the main terminal. Around the aircraft he has got a bunch of ground service equipment, which all seems to be 3D printed. Using a paint pen or permanent marker, you can give some color to the ground surface equipment. You can paint windows on the bus and give the white GSE some color. I really much like the looks of this section. There is so much going on at every single aircraft stand. The ground markings look really neat and you really paid attention to detail, by for example adding numbers for each gate. Some advice for your terminals: at least the one on the right in the black, is to create some windows like here on the left hand terminal. When we then move to the back of the terminal to the land side, he has made a really nice looking access road with some great looking signs to guide the passengers to the right place. Also, these folded buildings and this parking lot on the left look really neat. Overall, a really nice looking model airport and probably grand finale worthy in my opinion, though that's up to you. Be sure to comment that down below. Here we have the tiniest model airport we've ever seen in model airport reviews. This is Bro International Airport in the Italian Alps. And he says the scale is 1 to 6,000. Which I would believe because this is how small the aircraft actually are. And he actually built a quite complete airport around all of these aircraft. With multiple runways, taxiways, a terminal, small hangar, even an ILS box. And the coolest thing comes in the dark, as he also added some lights, which I really love to see. He installed them both in the ground around the runways and also some light inside of the terminal. You could consider adding modeling grass instead of the now green paper. Though for the rest I can't say much more, except for the fact that it's an excellent, really tiny model airport. This is San Francisco International Airport, in San Francisco, the USA of course. It's a tiny airport consisting of 3 aircraft stands. What I like is the variation in ground colors. The taxiway has a darker tint of grey with black patches, and the aircraft stands are more concrete-like, also with some tiny asphalt black patches. The ground service equipment like these baggage carts and catering truck look really detailed. And lastly, what I much like is that he created some tiny passengers using clay that are actually boarding the Air Canada aircraft here. This is Hong Kong International Airport, a 1 to 400 scale model airport, and in my opinion it doesn't look the most realistic or the neatest that we have seen this episode. Though this airport shows that if you create some cool pictures you already come a long way in creating realism. For example, this image right here with the ATC tower in the background and the Etihad on final approach looks really nice in my opinion. It's really colorful thanks to the different colors of Lego in the back and the colorful liveries of the Qantas 747 and the Etihad A380. And the same goes for this lineup of Cathay Pacific aircraft, which I think looks really cool as well. And finally this image of the Ava Air and Korean Air with some Lego's ground service equipment around it looks pretty cool. Long story short, even though your airport may not be the most realistic looking, you can still come a long way by creating some nice looking images. Now we go back to the 1980s and take a look at Honolulu International Airport in Hawaii. It's a 1 to 400 scale airport featuring some retro aircraft. He created a single terminal with aircraft gates all around it. I really like the idea of the retro, with some really cool looking shiny American airline models. A cool way to add some more detail and realism to your model airport is by adding floodlights. You can either buy simple ones or you can buy ones that actually light up during the night, though you will have some work installing those. But in the end, you will absolutely love the effect of it. Here we have Zürichsee Airfield in Switzerland. It's a 1 to 200 scale airport featuring some historic aircraft. It's a simple airport with a runway and a single hangar on the right. I believe that you can add some more detail to this airport. Instead of a plain grey hangar, consider adding some metal textures or add some logos to the outside of the hangar. And as you have quite a big scale of 1 to 200, I think you can also make a nice interior to the hangar. Add a light, some maintenance equipment, which you could for example 3D print, which will make your airport look more detailed. Here we have Leauu Bistrița Airport in Romania. It's a paper airport featuring a runway and 4 aircraft stands. The markings look really neat on the ground, though it is a shame in my opinion that you didn't use grey or black paper, which looks like concrete or asphalt. He added some nice details like these taxiway signs, which he added on Lego blocks. And also this ILS box looks really neat. Also, you could consider adding modeling grass around your airport and in between the runway and aircraft stands. And the final airport of today is Central Florida International Airport. It is a 1 to 400 scale airport consisting of multiple terminals with all buildings being 3D printed. And those 3D printed buildings look really neat in my opinion. Though some things you can consider adding, both on the ground markings and to the terminal, are gate numbers. For example, call this terminal Terminal A and create gate numbers A1, 2, 3 and so on. Also, you can add some advertisements on the jetways like we've seen previously. On the edge of his airport, he added a private section where Donald Trump seems to be boarding his airplane. On this image we also see the ATC tower, which also is 3D printed. Overall, a nice airport to round this episode up with. Be sure to comment down below which airports you think should progress to the grand finale. Then I'd like to thank you for watching. Please consider to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.